Publicizing in newspapers. Paper notices are as old as promotion itself. In spite of the fact that it's a deep-rooted technique for ad, it actually gets a similar reaction and is profoundly effective. Both little and enormous organizations actually pick this strategy to advance their items and administrations. Ask them and almost 100% sponsors would choose papers as their essential promote medium. Regardless of enrolled decrease in paper dissemination numbers and notices included in a paper, they are perused by a great many individuals at their morning meal table. The pace of expansion in cost to put notices in papers is climbing quickly when contrasted with radio, TV and boards. The fundamental point should be to get the ideal consideration from the notice and out to the contender. Different variables should be thought of and measures should be taken to guarantee achievement, while keeping the cost low. Numerous sponsors, who publicize through papers, plan their own ads with no earlier preparing. This has led to the ascent of bigger number of retailers who imagine that making a promotion by them is the best way to hit the nail on the head. This methodology sets aside a great deal of cash and is useful for independent companies, just in the event that they reach to address clients. The one-time cost of putting a little commercial is $150, so the measures should be assumed to position them viably. It isn't important to have a full-page notice posted in the paper. In the event that insightfully planned, even half-page ad can do wonders, the cash spared can be utilized to promote simultaneously in different mediums like radio, sites, and so on. Utilizing beautiful textual style can duplicate the expense to ordinarily and does not merit the return. On the off chance that the spending plan is low and the issue is sufficiently certain, dark textual style will be fine. Ordinary perusers read the papers day by day. Along these lines, there is no sense in putting a similar advertisement in a similar paper regular. The commercial can be put in various papers regular. The recurrence can be 3 times each week for a specific paper. In any case, there is an expansion in the quantity of perusers on ends of the week, so more cash can be put on putting ad in the end of the week version. Try not to be frustrated if all the commercial space is sold on end of the week. Addition flyers in the middle of the pages of the paper. The same number of sponsors will post their advertisements on ends of the week in the nearby paper, and the odds of your promotion becoming mixed up in the tangle, the shows can be bent a little to beat the opposition. Spot an offer coupon in the midweek publication and pay the neighborhood station to publicize and discuss the proposal on their popular program. Get some information about the coupons set in the paper. Out of the day-by-day perusers, just not many of them experience the whole papers. The vast majority of them see the first and last page. So as opposed to posting a promotion threefold week by week in the center pages, contribute on putting the advertisement on the first or last page of the paper, when 7 days. Greater part of the papers don't give serious assurance, that is, a promotion of a firm can be put close to the notice of its rival. Indicate about this condition to the salesman and take the assurance from them. There is a reduction in the quantity of nearby papers each year. In United States, just around 1,000 papers work consistently. Nearby individuals are currently depending on week-by-week papers or papers with the neighborhood area. At times just a single distributor controls a large number of the neighborhood papers. Papers for all the regions are printed at one spot with just the first page being changed. When promoting in such distributions, care should be taken on perceiving the crowd that is being reached. All the exertion and cash is squandered if some unacceptable client is reached, and the outcome can go in misfortune. Blending diverse medias rather one for publicizing is a brilliant methodology. One can deal with the inadequacies of the other and work pair to make the general promoting effort a gigantic achievement. Examination in advertising. Examination in promoting is improved notices that are more proficient in inspiring clients to purchase an item or an assistance. The examination can be founded on a specific promoting crusade or can be more summed up and dependent on how ads make an impact at the forefront of individuals' thoughts. Loads of approaches are included to approach directing a publicizing research, like affordable, mental, demographical and sociological. When planning a notice for a specific item, numerous things should be investigated, like where it should be shown, regardless of whether the ad can be imprinted in papers or magazines or communicated on TV or radio or distributed on the internet. Numerous strategies are embraced to gather important data. The exploration itself is of two sorts: partnered and altered. Partnered research is a solitary examination done by the organization that is accessible to different organizations also. Tweaked research will be examination dependent on specific standards and is accomplished for a specific organization, and its outcomes are accessible to just that organization. Pre-testing or marketing research is a sort of tweaked research that decides the in-market proficiency of a notice before it is delivered or before the last creation. The more the pre-testing is done, the more probable that it will be a fruitful ad, and each pre-testing should be applied number of times. This can be done by considering the degree of consideration the clients have, inspiration, brand linkage, correspondence and diversion. Stream of feelings and stream of consideration are separated and concentrated exclusively. The outcomes are applied on the notice that is as yet being created to perceive the feeble focuses and supplant them. A solid input circle can direct the specialists, customer and the organization to work in congruity. Tests should be applied during the storyboard phase of advertisement making. This is a beginning phase and the outcomes are exceptionally prescient. During this cycle, pictures are chosen and utilized as coordinated mission print advertisement. Post-testing or promotion following examinations are either partnered or redone. Studies are done throughout some stretch of time or constantly. The statistical surveying is done to comprehend a brand's linkage, execution, mindfulness, and inclination alongside item mentalities and use. They are finished by directing meetings either on telephone or internet. Testing the completed ad gives the certainty and gives a thought whether it is following the procedure. All the above investigations ought to encourage the customer's ad advancement, make the final result simpler to accomplish. The investigation ought to contain judicious data having surface information as well as give somewhere down in sight that will open window to a client's brain. The client, as well, ought to give exact data dependent on realities and not founded on non-existent reasoning and self-hallucination. He should have the option to clarify the part of ad in the entire advertising plan. Working in vacuum doesn't get the ideal outcome. The premise is to give top-to-bottom comprehension about the shoppers for enhancing the promotion procedures and other showcasing choices. The conventional strategies for subjective and quantitative methods have been improved to investigate the data with great understanding. The quickly changing preferences and necessities of the clients are hard to follow, however should be concentrated to build the nature of notice. The progressions are a result of the enormous number of alternatives offered to them by the market.